All right. Welcome to episode 3 of the Shock Drop podcast. We're excited to have you join us for another episode of All Things Sneakers. If you're listening on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, be sure to follow and rate the episode so we can continue to bring you the best content. In this episode, we'll be diving into the latest sneaker releases and recaps of upcoming drops and the previous ones. We'll be discussing some of the recent drama in the sneaker world, such as the resale stores closing down and not paying customers, as well as the Nike lawsuit against BAPE for copying their designs. So sit back, relax, and get ready for another episode of the Shock Drop podcast. So, Azim and Kyle, what do you guys think of that? I mean, I know we talked a little bit about it last week, but the 14 millionth restock of Pandas, is it
Bring on
enough?
the bring on the 15th.
Bring on the 15th.
Yeah. If people will still buy them, why not just make more?
Dude, I got my pairs in hand. Not even 24 hours, they're out the door.
Are you seeing a quality difference in every month? I guess now that we're getting them, because I mean we get them every month.
Yeah. I've noticed this time. Well, I think I checked this one a little bit more carefully just because it was like the first one since last year, I guess. There were a lot more loose threads and like glue stains that I've noticed.
Yeah, glue stains is definitely the big one that I've heard from other people. My pairs came
Yeah.
fine, but yeah, glue stains is the big complaint that I've heard from a lot of people.
Yeah. They're just
'Cause
pushing them out at this point. They're not really caring what it
Yeah.
looks like.
I remember people said from like the 2021 pair, like the 2022 pairs were a little bit worse quality too, right?
I don't know. I don't have a 2021 pair to to compare to.
I bet the first batch was probably like the nicest ones, and then since
Yeah.
then,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm sure
100%.
they went down.
I wonder because we were talking about the Nike by You last week. I wonder how that very first batch of the GR Pandas compared to the Nike by You.
Yeah, versus like
Pe-
this just recent release.
Yeah, it's like half each iteration.
Did
After
you guys
seeing
like the
Rose,
oh sorry.
I was just gonna say
Uh,
after seeing Rose Anvil's video where they like burn the
Yep.
plastic on that,
Yep.
I just it's hard for me to like these pandas now.
Yeah.
What were you saying,
It's a,
Azim?
do you guys like the premium like Panda 2.0s more or these ones? Or the regular GR Pandas?
what was the 2.0? Was that the world champ one?
Yeah, the
With
World
the
Champ one.
the WWE belts.
I didn't like that
Yeah.
one.
Really? I thought it
Yeah.
was just a little bit more character to it because
It
it's not
was
the
is
same
it
one that everyone else has.
yeah, but like the materials didn't really wow me, honestly. It felt pretty much the same plus the belt. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. At least my pair felt like that.
Okay. I don't actually think I had that one in hand, so I don't think I can comment on that. But that's very interesting that you say it felt the same
Mm,
compared to like these ones. It was almost like a patent cracked,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they
But
didn't have more hype because I kind of like them more.
yeah, I felt like that one like flew under the radar. Like it just like came in and then it was just gone. It was just like one and done.
Those had purple insides too, didn't they? I think the highs did. I don't know if the lows did.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't really check on the inside of that
The
pair.
highs had the purple inside. I thought that looked really good. I can't remember if that was in the lows, but yeah, I thought that was a really good detail change. What else aside from the pandas? And I know we got pandas again now next month too. In between, we've kind of got a couple shops that are doing these, and I think these are going to keep restocking too. But all these, the Nike SB gum pack, which is that the white gum and the black gum, and then there's a gray gum as well, but that one's a little bit separate
Yeah.
than the other two. But I think Kyle, you already have your pairs in hand,
Yep,
right?
I got my first white gum pair today. I didn't know that the white one was leather and the black one was kind of like a I don't know, is it like a nubuck material or something?
Is yeah, it's like a new buck suede. So
Yeah,
I just picked the black
I thought they were gonna be
That's
the same.
interesting.
So it was yeah, it was
Yeah.
interesting to open it up and have 2 different,
materials.
material. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that makes me want the white pair now too. The black pair is super soft on the toe.
Yeah.
It is super super nice.
Are you getting
Uh,
both for personal?
I think the white I'd like more just so I can try to do something like customizing with it rather than the black one.
Yeah,
Um,
the I just have the white paint in front of me right now. The
yeah,
leather is pretty soft, in my
I'm
opinion.
Is the gray one suede or leather?
The gray one, I think, is suede.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was gonna say, what if it was like a mix of both? But no,
Oh,
I
then
think it was suede.
yeah, if it was a mix of both, I would hate it.
Yeah,
Just
the
choose
leather
one.
mid panels.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
glad the
yeah,
Nike designers are at least being a little creative with them.
yeah. Especially for one that I think, Chris, you said skate shops can reorder again and again, right?
yeah. At least the black and white ones. I don't know about the gray,
Yeah.
but yeah, the black and white they can just keep ordering. So that's pretty nice. I think, and I don't know if it was my skate shop that I have locally. I don't know if they got a restock or if they just had extra pairs. But they just made an extra post like earlier, I think today or last night about a restock, and they just first come first serve.
Well,
Anybody can
already.
come and get them. Yeah, already. I was like, wow. I
Wow.
was like, they're really just serving demand for anybody who's out and about near the store. I was like, you're gonna go get one.
Yeah. That's good. At least people
Yeah,
can actually get like a nice quality pair of SBs to skate in or to rock on the daily,
Yeah, it seems like SBs were kind of quiet for a while, and now they're kind of actually doing stuff now.
for sure.
yeah. Maybe the earlier ones were just a little too hard to obtain, right? We had Chunky Dunkies, we had the Grateful Deads, we had Sting Waters, we had all the Quick Strikes back to back to back to back. It was probably just too hard at that time for regular consumers to get them. Now it's probably like the adoption time, right? When everybody could finally get one.
Yeah.
100%.
Especially
And
because
then
like dunks are like rising so high in like popularity.
yeah, and then I was going to say speaking of so high because I think this was supposed to be the 420 of last year, but the fruity pack, the final one that has been long awaited, the blue raspberries. I think skate shops now are finally getting them. I know we just saw CCS just had their raffle for them, and they've got another raffle tomorrow.
Yep.
Would you guys want those, or too much for you?
It's way too bright for me. I mean,
Really?
they're cool to look at, but for me to rock, it's just a solid shade of one tone.
Hmm.
I think they're a cool shoe. It's just like since they've been hyped up so long, since like 420 basically, like it's kind
Yeah.
of like, okay, when are we getting these now?
Yeah. Low key, I
Yeah,
forgot about them until I got the email. I was like, "Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I still forgot. I still forget about the what is it? The pineapple highs.
Oh
I
yes.
remember all the three lows, and then I forget there was a high pack with it.
The green apple, the cherries. What's the other one?"
Raspberry and the
Oh,
pineapple.
okay. So it's just four.
Hmm. Yep, just those.
Nike's just really bad at releasing things like for events, like holidays.
Yeah, I
Hey,
don't. This was such
speaking
an
of the
off
holidays
release.
though, aren't you like it's just shocking that they actually release like some of the Valentine's Day for Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
That
And
I
was just
completely
sneakers
forgot
release
those
shocking.
were.
before Valentine's Day, isn't it? Isn't it on the 7th?
Yes.
So you
Yeah,
should be able to get those too before
Yeah,
Valentine's Day.
that's
That's
what I'm saying.
incredible. Yeah.
It's just like, wow, we should probably just buy a lottery ticket at this point. Like that may
yeah.
never happen again.
The
How'd you feel about
2023
their
years is supposed
Scratcher?
to be big for Jordan, I think. They're really trying to get everything right.
Well, we'll see. So far, so good. I think.
What were you asking, Azim?
How'd you feel about the Scratcher release for them?
Awful. I hate it.
Obviously, there's a reason why we don't like it, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I mean, besides that, it was just like a pain for the first like 3 minutes, like continuously to reload it on my phone and iPad. Like I couldn't scratch anything.
yeah. And
Yeah,
then
I
even
remember.
once
Like,
we got through, you couldn't buy anything.
Yep, for like what, half an hour?
Yeah, I think about that. Azim,
Yeah.
did you get one?
no, I was on my phone. Like, I had to put my phone down, so I was like, oh, I didn't even look at it when people were actually getting through. And I was just like, dang, couldn't get a
Oh,
good size.
No. And
It's
oh
okay.
yeah,
There's another re-release.
that was
yeah.
also the other weird thing. The scratcher had like all the small sizes not even available.
Yeah, they list. It looked like only men's sizes, which was interesting.
Yeah, I got a 7.5 men's pair. So I think that was the smallest pair that there was.
Hopefully, they do GS for the like actual release.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is the sneakers release multiple sizes, or is it just Just one size.
I only
I
see.
thought it was just one size.
Yeah, it's only one SKU. Yeah, but it
Yeah,
goes
That's
all
so
the way
weird.
down to a men's 3.5, so a
Like 3
woman's
and a half,
5. Yeah,
Oh wow. Okay.
but it goes all the way up to a men's 15.
yeah. That's so interesting.
I know, shocking.
Yeah, because you think girls would wear these more.
Yeah,
It is a men's shoe, I guess.
yeah,
It's one of the few dunks that have actually come in a men's sizing recently. All the good colorways recently have all been women's colorways.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
same day as this pink paisley dunk too.
Oh
So
yes, they're both on the 7th.
yep, it's the Valentine's Day drop because
Oh,
the
okay.
Air up tempo Valentine's Day is that day, same day.
Is the Air Force
Wow.
the same day too?
I don't see it, but I'm pretty sure it will be
Yeah. I
because
think
all of them
there's
seem
a
to
Air
share the
Force and
same.
an Air Max as well.
Ooh, Air Max would be nice.
I'm
Wait,
not
which
sure if
one
there's a
though?
Blazer. Air Max 1?
Ooh,
Yeah, I think it's an Air Max 1.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, those will definitely be the good ones. And then
Yeah.
what else? What else we got coming up? Okay, I guess we talked about everything that's pretty close upcoming, but the
Hmm.
only other one would be the Union.
Yep.
Yeah.
Union.
I think both of us, or all of us, sorry, are all decided on the leather. I don't think anybody's going for the canvas.
No, the leather looks good. But the
See,
how
Yeah.
do you how do you feel about the is it detachable swoosh? Is that what
Oh,
they're
I
calling
really
it?
like it. Do you
they're
remember the Air
completely
Forces that had
removable.
the like changeable swooshes?
Isn't that the
Ye-
Travis Scott?
Yeah, that's how I.
No.
Was there
There
another
was
one
like
before
a
that?
regular pair of like white Air Forces, and you could change the swooshes, and they had like different colors too.
Oh,
I think I
My friend
remember
has
that.
them,
It
and
came
I
with
was like, "Dang,
like 6 or 7 colors, or was it just a
exactly."
couple? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was like a good amount of colors. And I'm sad I missed out, so I'm like, these are my redemption pair.
Yeah. Hey,
yeah,
honestly, the KO low is kind of growing on me. It's
Yeah,
not bad.
yeah. I
I
think
like
it's
the
a
silhouette.
sleeper. It's a sleeper. I think.
I don't think it's that much of a sleeper. I think everyone's pretty hyped up because it's a Union collab.
You think so? I don't know.
I
I
think it'll
maybe.
definitely be more notorious over time once people get it in hand and like
Yeah.
Okay.
pairs start to vanish. But I think
Yeah.
there's a decent amount of like people interested in them right now too.
Huh.
This is a good beater pair.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know. Maybe it's just that I was just hearing or seeing the majority of like comments on them being like, "Oh, it's like not a hyped pair. It's just like Union's kind of like gone downhill since like the one highs, you know?
Yeah,
They
I
did a
think everyone's kind of.
Cortez.
I think because of all the rumors for the one highs, like the new
Yeah.
colorways were around, people were just like, "Oh, I don't care about the lows."
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But I
yeah,
think
Once the
these are
yeah.
one
still a
high
solid
came out,
shoe.
I don't think anybody started caring about anything other than those now.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, I can get something similar to what the original one would be."
Yeah,
I definitely
exactly.
think since like the fours, I think I mean I think that some of the other models I don't really like a lot of the other Union designs, but
Yeah.
after you have like your two popping models, right? They had the one, they had the four.
Mhm.
Then Nike wants you to try to pump up some of their other models and stuff,
Yeah.
right? They
Don't
put
forget
it
they
on
had the
Yeah.
dunks
the
too.
twos. Oh yeah, they had the dunks,
Mhm.
right? I think that was like a supplemental bump, right? You're trying to make sure
Mhm.
everybody keeps the attention on it.
Yeah.
Um, and they kind of move him around. That's why I think Travis's next one and stuff is like he's going to a 7 once he gets done with the Jordan 1. So they're trying to move him around to other models to try to boost him up. They've
Mm.
done okay with the twos. I don't think twos are really selling out, but they're
No.
selling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
think
all that
I
matters.
like
Just based on the
most of
name.
them. I think the only unions that I didn't really like were the twos and the like, do you remember the Jordan Deltas they released at the same time as the
As the
fours?
fours, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only few models I didn't like. I feel like most of their colorways are decent.
Did you like the Cortez too?
No.
They were all right. It's like a Cortez is just like one of those. I like
Yeah.
them like when Kendrick Lamar had his colorway,
Yeah.
but I'm just like, after this, I'm like, nothing is really good for Cortez.
I mean, those would be like a good beater shoe as well.
Kendrick Lamar, Don't Trip, Red Cortez is one of my biggest regrets of not picking up. That shoe is like $600 or $700 now. It's ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah, for a Cortez, I'm not paying that. I'm sorry.
I don't think anyone should.
For other shoes, it could be depending on, but Cortez, no, I can't.
Mhm.
I did keep the new Converse lows that he made for the new album that just came out. I got the lows and the highs in my size, but I think I'm gonna just sell the highs and I'll keep the lows.
Yeah.
So different version, I guess. Those are all right. They're pretty comfy. Other upcoming drop I think that we had left to talk about was this one I got up here on the screen a little bit. There's only a couple leak images so far, but the Tiffany Air Force One retailing at $400. What do you guys think?
It's basically because of
Underwhelming.
the silver, right, in the back.
Yeah, that's it right there.
That's basically it.
And I
Uh,
think the tongue has a silver, like a metal tag.
yeah, but outside of that, it's
That's it. It's a black Air Force.
with a Tiffany
Yeah.
swoosh. It's like I
I
don't know what you
I
want me to
imagine the
think about
leather
it.
is going to be really good. Or
I mean,
I don't know
yeah,
if
it
it's
does
leather. It
look.
looks like nubuck.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
it
it
looks
looks like nubuck.
soft,
That's
but
weird.
It looks like a nubuck toe and then like leather eyelet stays.
yeah. But outside of that, I mean, if it didn't have Tiffany on it, would anyone else care? Probably not.
No, did you see the Stussy collab?
Which one?
Stussy. There's a black Air Force collab that they just had, and it's been sitting on sneakers. But it's a black Air Force for $180, and I'm like, yeah. Well, what did
You
you
Oh,
mean
really expect?
it's that one like European consign or boutique shop. What is it?
Slime,
Slam Jam,
Oh, was
yeah.
it Slam
Slam Jam.
Jam?
It's Slam Jam.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Slam Jam, not Stussy. My bad. Yeah, wrong S brand.
Had a black Air Force too, but
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that
they
one
all
was
have black Air Forces, but this is the black Air Force that's sitting. Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't really know what to say about it. I didn't
yeah.
think it really looked anything like there was no design difference on that besides like a mid
yeah.
panel change.
Yep. It's just wow. I'm
I
very
think
underwhelmed.
yeah. I think the Tiffany's will sell out just because they'll probably make like 500 of them or something like a stupid low
Sure.
number.
Oh, yeah,
But
because
it's
of
like,
the brick on the back of it.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't see like anyone really going for these like that much.
Yeah.
The rumor is that it'll get sold in like it'll be like the Louis Vuitton kind of release. It'll be sold in
Oh,
Tiffany's to clients or something like that.
That
see,
makes
I
sense.
don't even think like that many Tiffany clients would like these. Like,
Yeah.
That's
how
what
many
I'm kind
girls
of
are
thinking,
wearing
right?
black Air Forces?
Yeah.
This has got to be some like business person or somebody who knows what's up, and then like they're gonna try to buy a couple pairs or something like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, if
Just
that's
like
the
the Louis
case,
Vuittons. I
yeah,
mean,
if that's
same
the
same
case,
same deal.
it's not really going to be much for the wider audience.
Do you
They
guys
literally,
before all of the I guess hype stuff? Were you guys wearing Air Forces or anything before that?
Nope.
yeah, I got a pair of Air Forces and I got a pair of like BAPE Pestas, which are kind of Air Forces.
Yeah, those are. Yeah, we'll get to that.
I honestly, I've never owned a pair of Air Forces.
The only one that I had was the first pair of Air Forces that I got were those clot fragment Air Forces, and like they were just
Okay.
so heavy on my feet that I was like, yo, I'm not really a fan of these. I've kind of gotten to like them now over time.
You don't even have a pair of Supreme Forces?
Yeah, now I have the black Supreme Forces, so I do I do really like those. I actually wear those a lot.
Uh-huh.
If people see me coming, though, they usually move over on the side of the street in Walmart, bro. People know what's up. No, they are. I really do like those actually, which makes me now more tempted to keep the off white forces that I've got just sitting in uh the inventory room.
Which one
But
did you get?
the
The
green
green?
one, yeah,
Okay.
the Brooklyn. I sold the other one, but I kept the one that was my size.
Nice.
But I think we talked about it where the fear is, once you wear it once, that bright green aura kind of just goes away.
Yeah.
And then, like, yeah, that's what I'm nervous about. I lose the
Just two
effect.
bottles of Crate Protect, just all over that thing.
I'll just dump it in a barrel of it,
Yeah.
just pull it back out real
Soak it.
fast.
Is
Yeah.
there a way to brighten up the color over time? To like rejuvenate it, I guess.
Outside of like washing, there might be
Yeah.
something. I know there's some. I don't know what it is, but there's something that I've seen a couple of the cleaner guys use where they'll take like uh the outsoles that are usually like the translucent ones and they're yellowed, and you
Hmm.
can rub something on it, leave it in the sun, and like it brings that kind of color
Oh,
back. I
okay.
think there's something similar that you can like kind of wash it with, and then if you like leave it outside, it fixes the color. But I don't clean shoes enough to know that. Um, Merritt might actually know that. He just cleaned up his Travis's a lot, and he
Oh,
brought the color back from being like a dark, dirty brown to like a little bit of a nicer, bright blue again.
oh, very cool.
So yeah, he was able, and I think he just used like Jason Mark and was just cleaning it off.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So yeah,
definitely
I
will
mean,
ask him.
pretty nice. Outside of those, moving on to our next topic from the upcoming drops. This is a little bit old now. I mean a little bit old meaning like 4 days, but um, this was this was Schmitty Kicks files for bankruptcy. So I didn't know who Schmitty Kicks was. It was I
Same.
guess yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us knew, but we all knew about Zeta Kicks,
Yeah.
right? So I mean we at least
Yeah.
knew about that one, but I had no idea who this guy was. So it looks like he has $800 in his bank account. That's what I thought was the best part. Was it was in total assets of $808, and I was like, oh, buddy was really at the at the bottom of the barrel, and he owes $18 million. I mean,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I was like, it's very imbalanced.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it looks. I mean, what is this? The Zeta Kicks thing is he doesn't even know.
Yeah, it was unknown or something.
Yeah, because it just says that he's got a whole bunch of gift cards, but I don't think he even knew how much was in his
Oh,
balance.
that's wild.
Yeah, that's how I don't understand how you have near $1 million just sitting in gift cards with somebody like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this isn't like the only store that's been like shutting down and having issues like this.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
It
think the
also,
other one was Cookies and Kicks. I never heard of
yeah.
them either.
Again, yeah.
I
I'm
think I've
just
heard of
like,
them.
I
But
have.
yeah, it's just an LA store, I think.
Uh,
Oh, LA store? Yeah.
I was just like, whenever like these articles come, I'm just like, who are these people?
Yeah, that
I
was
didn't
the
even
other
know they were in
thing
business.
I mentioned on one of the things was like I just found like a Yahoo article when I was Googling them. And like it's one of those I think it's like one of those paid promo articles where they're like, oh yeah, this store's, doing this up and coming stuff. And they
Yeah.
it's to help promo the store and stuff. So I was like, okay, well, they might have had a good run of business actually come out from that, and then they ended up running the bag with it.
Yep.
I don't know everything that's going on with Cookies and Cakes. I know Band LA had. I'm in that group on Facebook, and
Hmm.
they accused the store of not paying out, and I think the store owner said like there was some kind of difficulty, and he had to delay payouts. I don't know if he said specifically why, but he did say he's planning to do everything right to pay everybody back. So
Yeah.
yeah,
At
we got
least
to
he's
give
like
him
responsive.
Yeah,
give him the benefit of
exactly.
the doubt. At least he respond versus like Schmitty and everybody else who just deletes the website and
Yeah.
takes
And then
off.
Yeah.
files for bankruptcy.
Yeah, and what
Yeah.
I mean, what happened? So all the people that have like if I have $50,000 in pre-orders with you and then you go bankrupt, I
Hmm.
mean, I guess if you don't have enough credit to pay all that back, then I guess I'm screwed and I have to start filing for something else. Or do you have to just? I mean, you can't sue the person, right? They don't have anything.
Yeah.
I think they have to go through like the whole process and see if they can get any money back through like selling assets and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm
liquidation.
not a lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
But
that's
I don't
nuts.
even. Yeah, that's just like something as a business owner, I don't want to ever think about because I'm like, I don't know
Yeah.
what happens.
I think it was like the Zade Kicks thing was like it was too good to be true, like getting these
Yes.
shoes for like
Yeah.
lower than resell and then
Lower than
getting it like
retail.
months later. Yeah,
Yeah,
retail, yeah.
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 And it
So
was
like
like
more like half price retail, like for like brick shoes. Like
I
that's
think
what they were flipping
exactly.
like threes for that.
yeah, because I think I remember seeing the cool gray 11s. I think he was like for men's pair it was like 160.
That's
Like
nuts.
that's like 50. I think that was like $50 below what retail was or something. I'm just like,
Yeah.
That
What
is way too good to be true. Like I
What's
don't.
really nuts I've noticed too off that is that you'll notice like at least for me because I'm following a lot of like the plugs that are usually posting up, getting all the pairs and stuff like that. A lot of those
Mhm.
people have kind of disappeared.
Yeah. Where'd they
What happened?
go?
Yeah, you didn't get a truck full of shoes anymore. Where'd it go?
Who was your supplier?
But I
Yeah.
mean, some of it's funny, but at the same time, like there's some people that have said like, "Oh, so and so's like dipped." Like
Yeah.
they had money for early pairs or something and like couldn't fulfill it and then just dipped.
So let's see you
And
guys. I'm out of
yeah.
here.
And some of those guys are so like unknown that like when they're gone, I mean nobody has anything on them. They're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna see a lot more consignment stores shut down in the coming months. With this
Yeah.
and like Yeezy, like them stopping releasing like slides and stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think slides and just Yeezys in general, like 350s. And I know you said Urban Necessities was putting out the list of like Yeezys being like a big one that they sell a lot of.
Hmm.
Not having that kind of access to them anymore is probably a big hit, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's got Panda Dunks. We talked about that like last episode, but like having the Yeezys and everything were a little bit more different, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, at least you have like a variety of inventory now,
Yeah.
Yeah,
compared to like before then.
But then now once that's gone, it's like I wonder. I'm curious to see what the percentage of sales is per brand. Because like if you lose like something as big as like Adidas and Yeezy like that, it's yeah, it could be like 30-40% maybe.
yeah.
Or maybe
For
more.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
UN's list. It looked like it was like near 40% Yeezys.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a
Yeah,
lot.
Sure.
sorry. I only said the Yeezys, but they had a bunch of Jordans too, Jordan ones and stuff.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
But
but
obviously, like
350s, I
Yeezy still
think.
moved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say with everybody, like I think it's a mix of everybody had a fear that they couldn't sell their shoes, so then they
Hmm.
were listing them, and then everybody also had a fear of not being able to ever get a pair of Yeezys. So you might as
Right.
well try to get,
Exactly.
one of them that you want the zebras, you better get them now. They're never coming back again.
Yeah. Exactly.
Which yeah, if I had never gotten a pair of zebras, I would have tried to go for something like that.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, no, I mean definitely, it makes sense to me. I think that people have become though very picky and like certain colorways are doing really well,
Right.
but like like the
Yeah.
flax, the earth colorways, they're still not moving very well. But zebras and the brighter colors, I think, are doing pretty well.
Yeah, it's sad because some of these were like honest businesses, like not buying from Zade gigs and stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
some
sad
is
to see
just,
them
I
go.
mean, they're just tough, right? I mean, it's just people not really buying as much anymore, and you've got so much competition.
Hmm.
How many have you had stores local to you guys close down yet? You guys are in pretty big areas.
Not that I know of.
No, not yet. But there have only been a few stores in Vegas.
Yeah. The one,
New
the
UN
one
store.
in what
Yeah, so they're still
Dubai.
expanding.
They're the opposite of everyone else.
Yeah.
JC's leading the industry. I gotta say, he knows what he's doing.
It's in
Yeah, it's
Dubai,
like
right?
Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and then
Oh,
they have
Saudi
another
Arabia.
Vegas store now too.
Yeah,
They
he
have
opened
another
two new.
Vegas?
Yeah, he opened two
Yeah.
new stores. One in Saudi
Wow.
Arabia, and then one in Vegas again.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Which
Urban
hotel this time?
Necessities, Flight Club, and Stadium Goods basically like leading the industry.
Yeah. Well, speaking of stadium goods, they're shutting down the Chicago in-person intake for consignment.
What? Really?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't remember why. I just got the email that said they're closing at
Wow. Okay.
the intake, but the actual storefront is still gonna be up.
Yeah, but I mean, you used to drop off there kind of
Yeah.
regularly, right?
It was easy. Just load up the car, just park it, and just
Yeah.
walk everything in. Super easy.
Yeah, they were
But
they
yeah,
were really nice when we went there when we were
yeah.
up there last time. That's pretty surprising. So, are you still going to list via mail, or are you just moving
Honestly,
through somebody else now?
probably do something else. The whole like doing it in person was the big sell for me, just because I
Yeah,
didn't
Yeah.
have to ship, who knows, like 20 pairs per box or something. Like the in person was
Yeah, it
I
gets
knew,
inconvenient.
yeah, and I know that it's not gonna get lost because I'm
more
the one who's
damaged.
dropping it off. Exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah.
kind of
The
a
only reason
bummer.
I would ship to Urban Necessities was like I knew I could get more than a StockX, like
Hmm.
basically for every shoe. So it was like, why not if it
Yeah.
all adds up?
Does UN doesn't do in person anymore, do they?
Um, they don't, but I think like if you know someone, they'll help.
Okay.
But usually, if you're not like a someone they know, it's gonna be shipping. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's
Well,
probably a lot easier for these places now that they're getting so
Yeah.
big that they can just kind of intake it in one area.
yeah. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Yeah.
Stadium goods though is like, I don't know. For UN it was kind of one store, so like I get
Hmm.
it to have it off in one area, but Stadium goods is like, I think they have 3 stores, right? New York, Chicago, and LA.
Think.
Yeah.
Was
So you
it?
have to have people consigning at every location, which is a little
Yeah.
bit.
'Cause that's
Yeah.
why I'm like, if you have the open local areas, I feel like you could fill up so much more.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of intake, Goat opened up the an intake warehouse in near just outside of Chicago.
Oh, cool. Okay, a drop
So
off from Go. Yeah, okay, that's not
yeah,
bad.
it's super sketchy though, because it's in a warehouse district, and
Oh,
Oh.
you pull up to like the loading dock, and there's like a door that says ring the doorbell, and then they'll let you in. And it's just one little lobby where they just take your shoes. But when you're waiting for them to open the door, you're just standing out there in the loading dock. It's so weird.
Oh my god.
But I don't know. I think they're still in the process of like construction because outside of that little like lobby area, it's just like covered in um like a tarp. Like you can't have phones out either. So it's like it looks really like sketch.
you can't have phones out either? Wow.
No, like there's no photography, no recording. The only time you can take out your phone is if you're scanning your Goat QR code.
Oh, okay.
But it's I was like driving around, I was like, this is so sketchy. But I guess it is another. I mean, the in-person drop off is a lot nicer than me shipping it when I can just drive over there.
And shipping prices have gone up so much that
Yeah,
it's pretty worth it to try to drop off and stuff.
yeah, but I don't have to pay for shipping through if you're doing it through Goat. So
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, moving on from the stores. Our last thing that we've kind of got was one that was pretty recent, and I think this kind of all through all of us pretty hard. BAPE actually is now fully getting sued by Nike for a design infringement. Basically, Nike is saying that they've extended and expanded past the scope of infringement since their last kind of issue. I thought that they had been sued before. There was some kind of scuffle. There apparently was nothing before in the past.
Mhm.
But I think the thing that happened was they started getting into the U.S. and Nike basically told them like, "Hey, we'll not sue you if you like back off the U.S." And then now they've started expanding back into Miami and New York and Chicago and every place that Nike's in. And now I think they're getting mad about it. I know Azim, you said you actually have Bapestas. What do you think
Yeah.
about them versus Air Forces?
They're actually a little bit more uncomfortable than the Air Forces. I think they're like slightly tighter, and that's why. But I think, yeah, I can see where Nike's coming from. Like, it is a copy of their shoes.
Yeah, and looking at the diagrams, it's pretty spot on. Kyle, you don't
Yeah.
have you don't have either?
Nope.
Nope.
I've only seen them,
Yeah.
but yeah, never owned a pair of either one. But
I think it's pretty crazy
yeah,
because, like, thinking of all the people that copied, like, the Nike shoes, Bape was the biggest one.
yeah.
Some of these guys too, I can't remember that guy's name, but like the one who just recently got sued who made the Jordan ones with like the lightning bolts. They
Oh, the one that
almost
we
look
saw,
oh, did we see those? Oh, we saw them at one of the
SneakerCon.
events, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like they were I mean, these look almost the exact same as the Bapesta ones.
Yeah. So I guess they're finally going after everyone.
Yeah. People were saying it's like Nike built a Rico case against Bape for like 20
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, just silently waiting.
slowly collecting all this evidence.
The interesting thing
Yeah.
that I saw was I think that they and like they have it in the court documents too, right? They've got like pictures of their shoes and then like the colorways being copied on the Bapesta shoes.
Hmm.
I'm wondering if Bape is going to start showing that Nike started making patent Air Forces after we made the Bapesta and
Oh.
try to
Yeah,
use
that
that
could
as
be
like a
interesting.
hey, they were copying us too and like,
Hmm.
we didn't say anything. So like yeah, just try to hold them with their feet to the fire to try to get them to say something. But
Yeah.
it's also
Something
been so long, right?
Right.
Yeah, some interesting people were like some interesting arguments were that like it's past the statute of limitations because it's been so long.
Hmm.
And then shit, I forgot my second point.
Is that
But yeah.
the Hawk
Oh,
legal
sorry.
team? They said they
Yeah.
need like a latch. Did you see that
Yeah.
when Stillman was talking about that?
Basically, yeah, if they don't like sue them now, they're just opening the door to other people arguing like, well, what about this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's too late. Like they missed it basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the other thing was people were saying was like how the hell did I forget my point again?
Something about
Oh,
Bape
it's
copying something.
Nike usually like ends it these arguments in settlement. They don't try to bring it to court
Oh
because I think they're
Mm.
yeah,
afraid they'll lose.
yeah. Because
Nike will lose.
if they
Yeah.
lose, and then there's also discovery that could go public.
Yeah,
Oh.
So like
exactly.
they really don't want like people knowing like, oh, Nike actually holds 10% of releases for employees or something, and like that's how they're fact checking StockX on pairs is because like they've got an ample supply left or something, and like like it basically be like a lot of probably dishonest stuff that they've been telling consumers.
Ah.
Or it could be like how the sneakers app is like doing stuff, or it could be how they're authenticating shoes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of risk of what could go public, and I think that's right. I feel like they just want to settle it, or just tell them to back off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So you think this is gonna go away quietly within the like next couple weeks or
I
Uh,
so?
think Bape's
go
big
ahead.
enough that it could like argue or like try to fight in court, but we'll
Mhm.
Yeah,
see.
yeah. I feel like if there's any kind of settling, I feel like it'd be minimal. If Babe's smart, I feel like they've got some kind of defense that they can pull because it's been so long.
Yeah.
There's a lot of instances of Nike also copying other people that Babe
Sure.
could easily just throw back at their face and just be
Yeah.
like, okay, what you guys do this and this and this, and
Hmm.
There was a
there's
recent
never a
argument. It was
problem.
like the their Nike's recent like NFT thing, the app dot swoosh or whatever.
Oh, is
Mm.
it the
It had
artist?
like yeah, they copied an
Yeah,
artist's shoe.
it
Really?
was. It's he was really famous. So I remember this back in like 2016 when the original 10 came out, and it was like like recently there's been a whole thing of like either this dunk picture or the 4 picture, and people just keep like customizing the same one picture, right? And they're like, oh,
Hmm.
it's the Mewtwo 4, the Bulbasaur 4, or something
Oh
like
yeah,
it,
yeah. The
but it's all the same
Snorlax for.
picture. Yeah. So like this guy basically took all of the off white shoes and he kind of outlined on them so they made them look like cartoonish. And
Hmm.
he did that with every single one and kind of made them out and like not like it looked like it was fake, but he put them into like photo shoots almost that looked like they were like AI drawn. Like it was so
That's
realistic
cool.
looking. Yeah, it was really good. And that's why he was pissed. Was what Azim was talking about. They had that picture up there.
Uh-huh.
And Azim, did you see the T-shirts that he made?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I just saw those two.
He printed and put T-shirts on his website that say "fuck Nike," and the Nike is backwards. Um,
Fun.
yeah, and what was even more interesting, I think I can't remember if it was Sockjig or if it was Drops that said it on Twitter, but I think he was working with Converse, and
Oh
then they said that deal probably got ended.
yeah, because I think he owns Converse, right?
Yeah, they do.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but I think
So we'll see how this goes.
this is
Yeah.
just one of many though of Nike kind of crossing the line a little bit with other artists.
Yeah. But Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how like all these like infringement suits that they have out, how they go away one way or
Does
another.
anyone know what happened to Warren Lotus in their case?
I
No.
think he had to settle, and
Yeah.
I think they're all settled quietly, so I don't think anybody, besides their
Yeah.
legal team actually knows. But
Hush,
he
hush.
started selling his own T-shirts, I think, and stuff. I don't know if he sells shoes or maybe he made his own
Yeah.
kind of like I don't know what to call it. It's not like a knockoff shoe or anything like that, but there's always like that sort of custom
Hmm.
uh made shoe. They all kind of have that same kind of look to them.
Yeah.
And I think he's got something like that with like a Reaper on the side or something like that. I did see I think Brandon was the one that tweeted it. He said Bape already moved on from Nike. They released a picture of like a Clark's looking shoe that they're releasing soon. And I was like, oh, okay, they've moved on pretty quick.
Wonder how
But
that company's gonna take it then.
I was gonna say Clark's I think is pretty friends with Nike, so maybe they'll kind of come in together and try to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Just hate Bape
What was
so
it?
much.
Just
Fugazi
stop.
was a smart one. They like only did a few models like the Jordan 1, and then they started making their own clothes and like stopped doing the customs.
Who's that?
Oh yeah.
Fugazi, do you
Oh
remember these
yes,
Was it the one with the gun
one in
suit?
the chamber? Yeah, it was
yeah,
like
Yes.
and
Yes.
backwards
Yes.
the
Yes.
gun.
the
A
FU,
shotgun. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
FU1, yeah, they I remember those. What happened after those two? Did they do anything else?
The Fugazi,
Yeah,
they started releasing more like loafers, and then they are just doing their own clothes now. They're not really like on
they're not away
Jordans.
from shoes. Yeah,
Mm.
probably didn't want to get sued too.
Or maybe they settled somewhere else and nobody heard about it.
Yeah,
No, I don't
also
think there
could
was
be it.
a lawsuit.
I'm surprised Keto is still trying to release some of their stuff too. They've been caught. I think with cease and desist twice now.
Yeah.
For both of their stuff. But I did like their kind of clog that looks like a skull.
Hmm.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. It's interesting where Nike decides to draw the line between creativeness and infringement.
Hopping.
Yeah.
If we find it
Yeah.
on Instagram and put it on a shoe, it's creativity.
Yeah,
If you
But
do
if
it, it's stealing.
yep, exactly.
I think once the brand gets like a little too big, they're just like, all right, cut this off.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it too is just I don't know if it's corporate power, if that's what you want to call it, but I mean they have so much strength, right? I remember there was
Yeah.
a Call of Duty skin of like it was like of Koji. It was a giant fluffy
Oh,
dog.
yeah.
And before it got released onto the store, or maybe like right when they announced it, this
Hmm.
other artist guy pulled out his concept art from like 10 years ago, and he's like,
Oh,
"Yo, I
this
made this guy." And then like they had to go contact the artist dude. That guy confessed to like copying the design, and
dang.
they had to pull it.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so yeah, it's definitely not even the first one, and I think a lot of it is like I don't even know if Nike hires like artists. I'm sure they have some in-house designers, but I'm sure
Hmm.
there's a lot of like freelance people,
Oh
right?
yeah, I'm sure.
And that's probably where some of these accidentals are coming from. It's just somebody who's like, "Yo, I'm trying to get in to
Yeah.
the big dog team."
Let me
Taking the
in.
yeah, yeah. He's on the outside pulling on the gates.
Let me in. Yeah.
It'll be very interesting to see how these go.
Hmm.
Um, with Nike doing everything that they're doing right now, I guess. Do you think that their creativity wheel is kind of spun out? I mean, they're going after everybody, but
Yeah.
I mean they've also only been all of their planned releases so far have been reimagines, right? I mean
Yep.
that's not anything new. I guess what do you think is the future for them colorway wise? What do they have to do?
I mean,
I'm waiting to see what other models Nike brings back because, like,
yeah.
I think they're kind of just bringing in like collaborators and just trying to see what sticks.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel like outside of like collabs, it seems like everything is just like, oh, let's just take one color blocking or one color scheme that did well on one model and throw it on another and see if that
Yeah.
sticks. And it's just like kind of this like cyclical rotation of things. Whereas like the collabs are usually where we see the most creative. I mean, rightly so, right? Because they're using external um, artists or designers to have input on their current models. So I feel like if they were able to take some of that external creativity and bring it internally, it would do a little bit. Um, it
Is
would be better.
is that a fashion thing? So like I think about it because
Oh,
like I get what you're
mm,
saying where it's like
hmm,
they had the craft twos, the craft
right.
fours, the craft threes, whatever.
Fives, yeah.
Fives, yeah. But then like my other example would be like Supreme.
Hmm,
Supreme will have like a certain color, like the zebra pattern, right? Was like the
yeah,
last one where like they had a beanie, they had a hat, they had pants, they had another hat, they had jeans. And like there are certain colors like that that show up all throughout the season like that.
you're
Do you
right.
think that's why they do that? Is that they just try to pick like a couple of design styles and they're just like, okay, we're gonna pick three shoes for each style and that's how we're gonna release them, you know,
I mean,
throughout the
yeah,
year or
I'm
something.
sure.
Yeah,
Because like, look at Chicago's. Like, they
you're
do
right.
that on basically every model.
Hmm.
Yeah, Chicago twos was like the first one. Second one? No, I think that was the first standalone twos.
Yeah, and then
Yes, I think so.
they either have like a
Yeah.
Chicago or Bread, like Dunk or SB Dunk. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, they do.
They did the Chicago SB, was it JPEG?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then they have the Chicago Bulls EMB
Oh yes, the
on the
75th
regular
anniversary.
dunks.
Hmm.
And then now they're bringing a new one this year, which is like a 50-50, the split.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, I remember they did it on the Jordan One High.
I hate it.
What was it, the Heritage or something like that?
No,
Uh,
the mids.
yeah, the mids. I was gonna say the Heritage was just a lot of white.
The Heritage. Wait, is the Heritage the one that was like the fragment
The
high color
split one.
blocking? Oh,
No, the Jordan One High Homage. That was the split
oh,
one, right?
homage.
Oh, Homage. That's the split one. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the one
yeah,
that
yeah.
Mario has.
Yeah, that's the. They brought that to a mid and lows, I think.
Yeah. They also. Oh yeah, the black and white.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That didn't look very good though. Black and white. The black and
No.
red I can do. Black and white. It looks like a checkerboard. That's all I see.
Yeah. I can see that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think they're just coming up with like a general theme that they can apply to
Multiple.
multiple models. Because yeah, like you said, reimagine the crafts. Um, is there another one this
Uh,
year?
Reimagined crafts. Um. Uh,
I mean, we got Panda Jordan One Highs now.
yeah. I
The
mean,
eight
Yeah.
and there's
35s.
Panda SBs coming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So supposedly there's an actual Panda SB that will be dropping like
Oh,
this
Yeah.
year.
the
That
same.
should be really cool actually. I'm like if I had to keep a Panda,
Hmm.
that would be
That'll
the
be a good
one.
Panda like to keep and just flex a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, it definitely
we'll
be a
see.
much more wearable one. That's the SBs are just built to like,
Yeah,
endure
yeah,
Hmm.
and puffy tongues.
and puffy
Yeah.
tongues. Yep,
Yeah,
can't go wrong with that.
love the puffy tongue. But yeah, I mean, it just seems like they're just coming out with like a general blanket theme and then trying to see what they
What
can apply
sticks?
that. Yeah, and then just kind of going from there
I
instead
said
of.
craft too earlier, but did you see
Mhm.
it was renamed to muslin?
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing like a bunch of different names for them.
I haven't seen it called craft anywhere except for
Really?
me. Yeah, besides like a couple of the early release calendars, everywhere else I've seen it says the muslin twos.
On StockX, it's called the Craft Muslin.
The craft muslin.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
couldn't make the name up, so they're like, just pick
OutKast just
both.
be adding random names.
yeah,
We need that
but
SEO to hit.
We're throwing everything at it. But yeah, I mean,
I don't think they fit the craft theme. That's why I think
really?
they pulled it. Yeah, because it's really just a beige panel on a pair of white twos. Like the craft fives and the fours, I think have like some kind of material switch up. I
Mm.
don't think those did. I could be wrong, but from the pictures that I saw, it just looked like one of the side panels had changed to like a beige color, similar to like the Muslin threes, where it was kind of just like a slight vintage cover up,
Mhm.
if you want to call it that, right? Those are really nice. I did like those. But I'm not really a fan of these. Even as somebody that likes twos, I'm not a fan of these. I thought I would, but
Yeah, I just like the color scheme.
yeah. The cool gray twos also just got revealed. I
Yeah,
posted that earlier, and I don't think anybody else was also on board with those. They're not bad,
yeah, they're just
but
kind of meh.
yeah, man. Basically, it's again Nike just repeating their own colorways because they can't
Yeah,
run out. They can't figure out any ideas.
yeah, they're
Um,
not really thinking outside the box.
yeah. At this point, I'm waiting for them to do a sneakers like build the pair where everybody submits designs, and then like
Oh,
they'll basically pay out to whoever's design gets made.
I mean,
that
isn't that what the swoosh app
yeah,
basically is, or whatever the
that's
thing
what it
is
was.
they're trying to do?
That's what I think it's going to end up being.
Hmm.
But right now, that's not what they've said. Right? They've said it's going to be like you got to collect your own or something
Yeah,
like that.
Uh,
Yeah,
but
that's actually what it is. Is they're just harvesting colorways. That's pretty
putting,
smart, honestly.
I
That's really
guess.
they ran
smart.
out of boutiques and artists to collab with, so they just need to bring people in.
Yeah, we're collabing with everyone in the world.
That's what they're. That's their version of thinking outside the box.
With everyone on the sneakers app.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of wraps up this week's episode. Thank you again if you've listened this far. Make sure to follow, like, subscribe, and rate the videos if you've listened. And we'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right, see ya.